No one says that. No one wants that. No one asks for that.
Brentwood, California. In the history of horrifying pursuits, there has seldom been an equal to this nightmare on the highway. It began in San Diego when a disturbed man was turned down for a job at this bus company. He stole a bus that was parked at the terminal and then led the police on a terrifying 4-hour chase. The police could only follow and watch because, after all, how do you stop a bus?
Okay, on the 405 freeway, continuing to travel on the 405 freeway, California Highway Patrolman still following.
My partner and I ended up being the primary unit as it came down through Mulholland. Bus, big 3-axle bus, that's a lot of weight. So just having that large of a vehicle being driven by someone who obviously doesn't care what happens, that's what makes it dangerous.
Westbound Sunset Boulevard, he's almost getting out there, highway to speed. He's now skidding out. He's skidding out of control. This bus is out of control. Now he's moving out. He's okay across the center divider. Oh man, it's stopped. Will the pursuit stop? Cloud of smoke? No, he's still moving.
This was the most scared I've ever been in pursuit.
Okay, coming off the off-ramp here at Sunset Boulevard. He's knocked out the lights, smashing the vehicle, smashing another vehicle into the intersection, rear-end accident. He's going now without lights. Police air unit overhead. California Highway Patrolmen are still in hot pursuit. He is now completely out of control. Sparks flying from this chain link fence that the driver has trapped underneath the bus. That is like a flying guillotine.
There was one point he was making turns on the roadway and he's dragging 15 to 20 feet of chain link fence. It's like crack the whip because the chain link fence is just spinning out and hitting cars. So he proceeded down Waterford, which is a dead-end street, and I pulled up behind him thinking we were going to do our normal felony stop, and I saw the backup lights.
Okay, he stopped. He stopped. Highway Patrolman now, wait a minute, he's backing up. He's backing up. He's hitting the Highway Patrol units like toys. They're smashing up like toys.
He just came straight down the right side of my vehicle. My partner was getting out, so I yelled at her to get back in. I think I even grabbed her shoulder, at which time the bus was already backing up. She had her feet outside of the vehicle, and she barely got back in the car when the bus struck the right front door of my patrol car, slamming it shut. Glass was flying, sirens were going, and it hit those vehicles like they were matchbox cars. And the next thing I know, he's coming back forward towards my patrol vehicle. So I backed across up onto the sidewalk, and the bus went driving right by my front end, and I remember the driver looking right at me, just staring at me like, "You're next." I knew it was going to back up into me, so it was more of a last resort. If I'm going to die, I'm going to try and do something.
He stopped. Highway Patrolman firing on this bus. Shots have been fired, and he's backing up into a house. The man has struck the garage portion of a home.
Between my shooting and the other officer who was on the other side of the bus, there were bullets ricocheting inside the bus, and the only reason that he veered off path was because he had to duck down. After he backed into the house, he just sat there with his hands gripped on the steering wheel, just staring out at all of us. One of the officers retrieved a crowbar and actually went up and broke the window, and then was able to get the door open. And even at that point, ordering him out at gunpoint, he still wouldn't get out of the bus. And as of this time, he is in a mental institution. No defense attorney wanted him. They kept pawning him off for 1.5 years.
Luckily, this homeowner was not at home when the bus crashed into her house.
My neighbors told me it was absolutely frightening, with the gunfire and everything going on and the helicopters, and so it was pretty scary, and I'm glad I wasn't here.
This was actually the most scared I've ever been in pursuit, not only for myself, but for my partner. It's something I'll never forget.